All right, thanks for tuning in to the 2 p.m. news break. We've got a special edition of News Break planned for you today. Today, February 1st, the Spokane International Film Festival is starting, and with me is the director of the Spokane Film Festival, Pete Porter. You've been directing this since 2007?
I've been the director since 2008. I came on and started programming in 2007, exactly.
Okay, well, this is an awesome event. You bring in films from all over the world. Tell us a little bit about what people can expect if they're going to buy tickets to this. And there's so many different films and so many different genres.
What I would say they should expect is to be surprised. So we have films that you don't necessarily find at the AMC or at the Magic Lantern or at the Regal. We find the films that are the little films that we think should be shown. And sometimes the big films that are going to be shown in France or then have been shown in Argentina, big films from other places that don't necessarily make it to the United States. And those are the films that we specialize in. And we find that it's a little different, it can be surprising, and it's very, very surprising in a good way.
Are all of the directors of these films, are they all here in Spokane presenting their films, or can they submit from across, across the country, across the world?
People submit from all over the world, Australia, Europe, Africa. We get films from all over the place. So we have some filmmakers here. Bringing people from all over the world will be very expensive. We are actually hoping to figure out how to Skype people in at some point. But we'll have some filmmakers here today, yes, during the festival.
And there's going to be awards. What are some of the awards these films can win?
We'll have a Best Feature, we'll have a Best Documentary, we'll have a Best of the Northwest, a Best Animation, some amazing animations this year, also Best Short. We also have audience awards in those categories, so when people see a film, they get to vote. It's 5 stars, 4 stars. And they get to have their voice heard.
Cool. I've got some graphics here that have a little bit of information. There's going to be 15 narrative features, 14 documentary features, and 5 short programs. The short programs basically have the short films where you can go and see like 11 different short films that are anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes. Is that fair?
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And then all films are going to be at either the Bing Crosby Theater or the Magic Lantern Theater. Like I said, they start tonight. How can people get tickets? They can go to your website. I've got it pulled up here.
You can go to our website, SpokaneFilmFestival.org.
Okay. Tonight,
you can buy tickets.
At the Bing Crosby, this is one of the short film
programs, Best of the Northwest, and these are films from Idaho, Washington, Oregon, some student films, but also some up-and-coming filmmaker films.
Okay.
A couple from British Columbia, one from California. So we like to put them all in one place and see what people are doing. It's very important for filmmakers to come, especially young filmmakers, to come and network, to meet people who are actually making films for a living and making a good go of it.
This is so cool. The tickets tonight are only $5. You typically sell out of a lot of your shows, though. You've sold out in the years past, sold over 4,000 tickets last year, and expect to do the same thing this year. So you can buy tickets on the website, like I said. You can buy them at the door, but don't always wait to buy them at the door because you don't know if they're going to be sold out.
Some of the theaters, especially the Magic Lantern, we have limited seating. At the Bing, I think we'll probably be okay tonight. We don't have tickets available for today online. You do need to come to the door for those today.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming down to talk about this. I'm going to bring in a director next of one of the films. Brian, come on in here.
Thanks, Nicole.
We're going to switch out here. Brian Young, he's the director of The Mountain Runner.
That's right.
That's your film. It's a documentary.
It's a documentary
based on a true story.
That's right.
Took place in
1911.
1911. Okay. Yeah. This is a really cool story. Tell people a little bit about what the whole story behind the Mountain Runner. It was a race.
The Mountain Runners is really the first extreme sport race that took place in the United States. And it happened in 1911. And it was a race from Bellingham, Washington, took place right here in our own state, to the top of a 10,700-foot volcanic glacial peak. And these guys would race between a train and modified cars to the bottom of the mountain, and they'd jump out and race to the top and try to get back to town for $100 in gold. And it was crazy. Everything that went wrong, that could go wrong, did.
Went wrong. So this was, they could take either car or train to the base of the mountain. It was every man for themselves.
That's
race
right.
to the top of the mountain and get back. Whoever got back first got this money. And I was asking, I was like, so what was $100 of gold worth back then? That was a lot of money, wasn't
it? It was like months of salary to some of these guys.
A lot of these guys had worked for $5 a month.
That's right.
What their wage would be.
They were loggers and bed spring makers, a postman race, an insurance salesman race. It was pretty extreme, and these guys went for it. So.
I've got a trailer here of your documentary. Let's take a look at that, and we'll come back and talk about it for a second.
aboard your chosen method of transportation to your respective trailheads, where you will run 32 miles afoot to the summit of Mount Baker and return. May God speed you all.
These weren't professional athletes. They were woodsmen. They were loggers. They were coal miners. And although they did run for a prize, they ran for their communities. These were very proud men.
These guys probably weren't thinking a lot of strategy. This was half survival and half a race against time.
Have no idea what we're facing up there? The runners will run up that mountain regardless of weather or trail conditions. Neither I nor the committee gives a damn if it takes them 3 days. They will run up that mountain.
All right. That looks great. And I do want to mention that there was no footage of any of this, so you reenacted all of this stuff, all of those clips we saw there. Those are all actors, and
Yeah, recreations, yes.
yeah, it looks really good. Even the train wreck, that actually happened.
It actually happened in the first year. The train wrecked on the way back, carrying the winning runner back to Bellingham, and at 65 miles an hour, the train derailed, and that was it.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you want to see this film, it's playing tomorrow, but it's sold out already, so you got to go tonight, 9 p.m. at the Bing Crosby Theater. How much are tickets to that? $10. $10 for tickets. And buy them online, like right now, so that you don't so that you're able to go, because if you wait till 9 o'clock, they might be sold out, folks. So, Brian, thank you so much for coming on down. Let's bring you back in here, Pete. And you can also grab one of these, Spokane International Film Festival little paper that they've got printed. Again, this is going from February 1st today until the 10th. Check it out, folks. This is pretty awesome what Spokane does here. So thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
And talking about this. Tune in to, well, not tomorrow because it's Saturday, but tune in on Monday. We'll be back with more news breaks. Thanks for tuning in, folks.